I was terrified of delegating like anything, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's the way I was with film too before, but I feel like I have to do it, you know, myself, or I have to do it the way that I intended to do it. And I think that's just like a problem with not being able to take correction or be able to collaborate.
Let's fight failure together. We can defeat 90.
Yeah, I think honestly, like I had like some pride in thinking, you know, that I had seen everything, you know, up to that point. So at this point now, from working with you, I take every suggestion, you know, at least to critically think or try it briefly and see how it'll work and stuff, instead of just hypothetically thinking that it, you know, my way is the best way, which is terrible. But I think a lot of business owners can fall into that. Like you were the most involved in the company out of anybody I've ever worked with, and I was terrified of delegating like anything, you know what I mean? And that's the way I was with film too before, but I feel like I have to do it, you know, myself, or I have to do it the way that I intended to do it. And I think that's just like a problem with not being able to take correction or be able to collaborate. If you go in with a mindset that you're not willing to change, then you're wasting people's time.
Yeah. And the fact that things always are changing.
Oh yeah. Awesome.
And I mean, that's the thing too with that business. It was you literally, I think for me in that, I think one of the healthiest ways, I know it's going to sound crazy, I'm not saying this when it comes to employees or working with people that you're directly responsible for or to, but looking at it as a game was such a game changer in my brain when it came to this stuff. I remember there's a quote when Kiyosaki talks about in Rich Dad Poor Dad, where he wanted to get this, I think it was a comic book, and he like basically made money out of like I forgot what it was. He
melted the toothpaste tubes
to
make fake nickels.
Make nickels.
Because he literally took it literally. Yeah,
like you can just make money. And for a long time on my my desk, I had Monopoly money.
Yeah.
Because I realized at that point, all money really is value for X. And so that was a huge game changer when I looked at this, because, you know, eBay was changing, and still to this day will change things willy-nilly and not let anybody know. And all of a sudden you'll like,
get an email and it's just all the terms.
And then like things going, like half your business goes in turmoil, and you're like, what the heck? Like, and you have to figure it out.
Yeah.
And even on the educational side, as far as YouTube and things that are out there, the forums, they don't keep up with it because
no, all of them. I mean, like social media, different stuff, TikTok algorithms, Facebook. I mean, it's all basically their arena, and we're playing in it. So it's like you have to constantly be up to date.
Which I think is something that I think is super valuable to really think through and put in your mind, because like YouTube could go away tomorrow, guys, for all you guys that are on YouTube, or like whatever it is you're doing. So being able to pivot and be able to look at it as a game and understanding, diversifying, and just having this perspective, I think made it to where when we started having, we treated it like we were playing Monopoly.
Yeah. Well, and it's funny because we're, you know, a lot of times we're afraid of change, and staying static is actually more dangerous.
Yeah.
So we should be afraid of like stagnate.
Yeah.
Or stagnicity.
Being mediocre.
The word.
Yeah. Say it one more time.
Like stagnicity. Like a stagnant water.
Being stagnant.
Yeah. We should be afraid of that.
Mediocrity too. Like, you know, just that getting stuck. But you know, here's the thing, and this is the thing that's okay, like pulling some like psychology in this. Our brain is always trying to normalize things and make patterns. Like that's when we're making neural pathways and we go through stuff, it's always trying to get to homeostasis. We're trying to, and so I think it's kind of in our nature to try to make things safe and secure. But the thing in business, it's never safe and secure.
No.
Okay.
But so yeah, business, I agree with you, is never safe and secure. But what I was about, like employment, which people do see as secure, I see those as two different types of danger, you know? Okay. So like being an employee, your fate is with the company and with the boss and with the C-suite. And if you're a business owner, your faith is in the market and hoping that you could provide enough value for basically the overall ecosystem to validate your existence. Is pretty much it. So if I fail as a business owner, like it was my fault. But if I get laid off, that could be because they had to pick 5% and they went alphabetically.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't want my fate to be up to something that's out of my control, which again is a control thing. And I think a lot of entrepreneurs, we are control freaks. Yeah. And that's something that we have to recognize. There's good qualities to it and stuff. But, you know, giving up a little bit of control when you partner with people is usually beneficial. And it's almost like a pruning.
Yeah.
Because if you just work alone for your whole life, I mean, can you imagine if someone comes up and makes you a suggestion 40 years into your business?
No,
they won't take it.
No, security in and of itself is an illusion.
Yeah.
And I think, I mean, we're seeing that right now in the economy and everything, how everything is going. Everything, I mean, it's just, you have to be confident in yourself. You need to be confident in your abilities and providing value.
Right.
And anything you do, whether you're an employee or an entrepreneur, value speaks. And it's that simple. Like, you know, if you're an employee, be the employee that they don't want to let go because you're too valuable.
Yeah.
If you have a business, create so much value that if people are cutting things, they don't want to cut your thing that adds so much value to your life. Or that's sometimes why for me, I've never been in businesses or want to start businesses that were pleasure type businesses where it's you know, it's like
a want.
Yeah, want instead of a need, because I'm like, man,
the need businesses survive.
Survive.
Yeah. Gasoline. I mean,
yeah. It is what it is.
Let's fight failure together. We can defeat 90.